My name is Samantha Harper, and if you had asked me 2 years ago, I would have told you I was the luckiest woman alive. I married Jonathan Blake, a civil engineer with deep dimples and a calming voice that could hush a storm. We lived in a quiet neighborhood in the heart of Chicago. Sundays were for pancakes and jazz music. Friday nights were for dancing barefoot in the kitchen with a bottle of wine. But beneath the perfect surface there were things I ignored. The strange phone calls he took in the bathroom. The passwords he changed without telling me. The business trips that kept getting longer. I told myself every marriage had its secrets. Until one night, his secret nearly buried me alive. It was a Thursday, cold, stormy. I was at work late reviewing files when I got a frantic call from our neighbor. "Samantha, your house, it's on fire." I dropped everything and drove like I was possessed. Sirens lit up the block. Firemen worked tirelessly, but it was too late. The house we built our life in, gone. Jonathan's car was still in the driveway. No answer from his phone. I screamed, cried, collapsed. The next day they recovered a body from the bedroom. Burned beyond recognition. DNA tests confirmed it. Jonathan Blake was dead. His funeral was closed casket. I sat in the front row, clutching the urn I thought held my husband's ashes. My sister Vanessa held my hand the whole time. She moved in with me for support. She cooked for me, reminded me to shower, even slept beside me on nights I couldn't stop crying. If only I knew she was the reason I couldn't sleep. 4 months after the funeral, just as I was starting to breathe again, I received a strange message on Instagram from a new account named The Truth Whispers. "Jonathan is not dead. Look for the truth in Puerto Vallarta." I laughed at first. Thought it was a sick joke. But the messages kept coming. Then came a photo. Grainy, like it was taken through a window. A man walking through a tropical market. Same height, same walk, same little freckle behind the ear. The freckle only I knew. I zoomed in and nearly dropped my phone. He was alive. I confronted Vanessa. She gasped, clutched her chest, told me to block the person and focus on healing. Her reaction felt too rehearsed. That night I couldn't sleep. So I booked a one-way ticket to Mexico. I checked into a quiet resort and wore a floppy sun hat and glasses. For days I searched the streets and markets, my heart pounding every time I saw someone who vaguely looked like him. Then one afternoon, sitting at a rooftop cafe, I looked down and froze. Jonathan, or Eric as he now called himself. He was wearing linen clothes, tanned and laughing, with my sister Vanessa. He kissed him on the cheek. He slipped his arm around her waist. They looked in love. I felt my stomach twist. My vision blurred. I followed them. Took photos. Videos. Listened to them speak in code names. They acted like newlyweds, brunch dates, beach strolls, renting scooters. It was as if I had died and been replaced. Back in Chicago I turned into a detective. I pulled their phone records, and it turns out they'd been in contact months before Jonathan's death. I even found a burner phone in Vanessa's old handbag with Mexican SIM card receipts. I contacted a private investigator who dug deeper. Here's what I learned. 2 months before the fire, Jonathan applied for a passport under the alias Eric Fields. Vanessa had emptied our late father's joint account, nearly $50,000, claiming she needed it for therapy. The fire was deliberate. Investigators noted 3 ignition points, classic sign of arson. Jonathan had doubled his life insurance a month before. Vanessa was listed as the secondary beneficiary. They planned this. Burn the house. Fake his death. Collect the insurance. Escape to paradise. And they nearly got away with it. I went back to Mexico, but this time I wasn't alone. I had 2 FBI agents posing as travel vloggers. Insurance fraud, arson, identity theft. All federal offenses. We waited. On the 3rd morning, Jonathan and Vanessa were at the resort restaurant. She wore a red sundress. He had his hand on her knee. When the agents approached, Jonathan tried to run. But he didn't get far. Vanessa screamed, called me every name in the book as they cuffed her. Jonathan just looked at me and whispered, You weren't supposed to come looking. They're now awaiting trial. My lawyer says with all the evidence they'll both be gone for decades. But the truth? The damage was already done. I sleep better now, but not perfectly. Sometimes I still hear his laugh in my dreams. Not the fake one he used in Mexico, but the real one from the mornings we made pancakes. I think about how love can be so warm and still leave you burned. This story isn't just about betrayal. It's about trusting your gut. About realizing that even the people you'd bet your life on can bury you alive with lies.